welcome to a brand new episode of Dylan Knows. There we go. Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Dylan Knows, episode 657, The Hunt Cup. It's 11:11 p.m. on April 25th, 2026, a Saturday. It is the last episode of Dylan Knows for April. My next April Dylan Knows episode will not be until 2027. I might have my summer movie preview, which is not part of my Dylan Knows era, and maybe a list show tomorrow. But that's not what we're doing today. The last day we're doing Dylan Knows, my regular show, and it is the last Saturday in April. Next Saturday is May 2nd, so it's going to be an interesting week for me. I'm taking off Thursday and Friday. I'm taking off Thursday, which is my mom's birthday, because I finally got her a tour at the facility up here in Reisterstown. Let me see, where am I? Front of the house is there. It's right over there. So I got to do that, but they only do it during their working hours and only at specific times. So we're going to do that, and I'll take her out to lunch for her birthday. And then Friday is Devil Wears Prada 2, which I really, really want to see. So I'm taking the day off just to watch a movie. I do it all the time. Not a big freaking deal. Saturday, May 2nd is free comic book day. I'll probably be heading up to my local comic book store and checking that out as well. Should be a lot of fun there. So interesting week ahead of us. Anything else happening? The 28th is my dad and stepmom's anniversary. Excuse me. I always have to yawn during my show. So a few things here. First up, I was going to write my stuff out in my notebook like I have been for now. Second week in a row, I'll be doing using my phone. Trying not to do that more often because last week's episode was just sort of not as exciting as I thought. I was looking at my phone. And I was going to write up the stuff today, but then the cat curled up in my lap. It started to rain, and I fell asleep. And by the time I got up, it was almost 10 o'clock, which wouldn't give me enough time to do my research, to do my show here at 11. So I'm going back to the phone right now. My wife is currently suffering in the rain we have outside. I think it stopped raining now, but she and her scouts are out camping. I think they had a rainy night, but hopefully it'll clear out and things will be okay for them. Getting chilly again right now. Our temperature is a breezy 46 degrees right now, so that's wonderful. But it's really weird, though. You ever notice how, and it's obvious why it is, and I know why it is, but you ever notice how 46 degrees in April is different than 46 degrees in, say, January? It's just because it's still a warm area, air mass, sun angle, whatever you want to call it, during the spring and April. So it's warmer despite the fact that it's 46 degrees. It doesn't feel as brutally bitter cold as if you hit it in a December or January. So just kind of weird things I've noticed over the last couple days. We've had cold mornings and then decent afternoons. It's just sort of a lot similar to October. I mean, and there's Pepper right on time. Hopefully we won't have a repeat of what happened last week where my show stopped after 10 minutes and I had to restart again. It's already going back. It's already stopping and starting and stuff like that. Pepper, you gotta go over here. I know you want everybody to see you, but why don't you sit up right there? So that's what's going on with that. Pepper, you're not helping any. Thank you. I think I've tried this before. This is blueberry pomegranate, and I think I've had this before, and I don't think I'm going to drink all of this. This is a lot. But let me just see. Yeah. Again, it's okay. Not too strong either flavor, just kind of a fruit drink. So that's how that works. And I said Pepper turned on the printer too. All right, so unfortunately, I will have to use my phone again. I'm going to try to do that difference next week. So we'll see what happens. And yes, my plan is to do my summer movie preview tomorrow. Only should be about half an hour, and then maybe a list show. We'll see. So first up, a new TV adaptation of Emma McLaughlin and Nicola Krause's novel The Nanny Diaries is officially happening for Netflix. It was originally a movie with Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans, but now they're doing a TV show of it. Why not? Park Chan-wook's upcoming Western thriller, The Brigands of Rattle Creek, stars Pedro Pascal, Matthew McConaughey, Austin Butler, and Tang Wei. The film follows a sheriff and a doctor seeking revenge against a group of bandits. That's a pretty cool idea. Draft day happened today. Ravens did, I think, pretty decent. The Commanders did pretty decent. I'm not going to go into details of who they drafted, stuff like that, but it looks like that they did improve on our team. Washington looks like they improved on their team a little bit. We did not pick up a center because, according to the coach, there was really, or the general manager, I should say, there really was no really good ones out there, and not enough to give up draft collateral to get them. So they'll get some. They have a core right now. They got an undrafted free agent center, and then there's always trades you can make, other free agents you can pick up. When training camp ends, people have to cut players. If there's they do decent jobs, you can still pick them up as well. So that might help out as well. So there's good on that. Law and Order Organized Crime has been canceled. So Christopher Maloney is saying goodbye to the character he's played forever. I'm not going to talk about that because that's ridiculous. Moya Brennan, a member of the Celtic folk group Clannad, which also included Enya, passed away last couple weeks, April 13th. I didn't know anything about it till I saw it today, so that's why I didn't say it. A brand new trailer for Spider-Man Noir came out. Still looks good to me. Still looks like it's going to be something completely different. Looks really excellent. Get a little bit more visuals of him as Spider-Man, as Spider-Noir, and some more of the villains, and also a lot of Brendan Gleeson's voiceover with that Irish bro sort of thing going on there. It looks good. I'm excited for it. I'm going to go with the black and white, obviously. Who wouldn't? Well, there's probably going to be a lot of people who won't. I did it 3 times. Okay, there we go. I did it 3 times. That's crazy. Okay. Michael Jackson's movie, Michael, officially made $40 million for the biggest domestic opening day ever for a biopic. Set to smash $200 million globally over the weekend, which is freaking outstanding. And we expected that. But it's crazy that's doing that. The weird thing was early on to see it sometime. I'm frozen again. There we go. I still might. There we go. Did it again. I hate when this happens. So again, to reiterate, Michael Jackson's the Michael Jackson biopic, Michael, made $40 million domestically, biggest domestic opening day. I'm sorry, that was opening day. Biggest domestic opening day ever for a biopic, and it's set to smash $200 million global box office. So it's actually going to make more than $40 million. I misread that. So we'll get a general more better idea about that later. I might check that out next week when I see Devil Wears Prada, depending on timing. I also want to see Mother Mary, which is also Anne Hathaway doubleheader. We'll see. Supposedly, Michael B. Jordan has a Battlefield film in the works. This site I'm not 100% sure on, but I will go with that. Avengers Endgame was released 7 years ago today, and they're re-releasing it at the end of September. And now they're saying they're going to be adding new footage to it that's going to connect to Doomsday. So it's basically a cash grab to get people to get reinvested, I guess, into the Avengers and get them ready for Doomsday. Now, people are complaining about that. I'm complaining also because I think it's stupid that if you don't want to go see the movie in the movie theater, to release this footage that you might have to watch to connect to Doomsday, which would be bad. And just why do you need to do that? It ruins a perfectly okay movie. Now, before anyone goes crazy, yeah, it's a cash grab also, but you know who else did that? Jim Cameron did it for no other reason. Re-released Avatar just so he'd get ahead of Avengers Endgame and be a top grossing film of all time. Look it up. That's what he did. He lost it to Endgame, and then he re-released Avatar in advance of Avatar 2 or whatever. And it went back to being the lead again. Ridiculous. At a Phoenix gun show, a Scooby-Doo pistol, Mystery Machine pistol, was selling for $1,295. And basically, it's the colors of the Mystery Machine with the Mystery Machine on it, and has the characters on the grip. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. A Florida man, of course it was, Florida man was arrested for attempting to baptize an alligator in a Waffle House using a pitcher of iced tea. I think I might have talked about that one before. Draft stuff, draft, Mr. Irrelevant. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Michael. Draft. Cloverfield 4 will be a direct sequel to the 2008 original and not these little side sequels that they did, 2 and 3, which weren't really 2 and 3. They were just like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then it was just like the Cloverfield Paradox or something like that. So they're doing a 4th one, which will connect directly to the original. More stuff I don't want to talk about, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, the Baltimore Ravens are now officially going to be playing the Dallas Cowboys in Rio de Janeiro on September 27th at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. 5:25 Rio time because they are a time zone ahead of us. John Wick spinoff Kane has started filming, starring Donnie Yen, directed by and starring Donnie Yen. Yes, buddy, I love you so much. I love you so much. Yes, I do. You're gonna sit in my lap, or no? You're just wandering around. Tons of scientists, would-be UFO whistleblower died of accidental drug overdose after agreeing to testify to Congress. That's a bunch of bullshit, horse shit. There's been a number right now. The numbers keep climbing. I think there's like 14 now scientists that have died or missing, and there's also Chinese scientists. Even a Japanese one is missing. Things are starting to get a little bit out of hand. We're trying to figure out what's going on, but nobody gives a shit apparently. Pillsbury's got limited edition apple pie cookie dough, big cookie dough, and red, white, and blue cookie dough. They look good. Tootsie Roll is also releasing some of their best Tootsie Rolls. Yes, Tootsie Rolls are chocolate flavored, yes, but they do have fruit flavored ones, which are not fruit, but other flavored ones. Like there's a pack that has lime, orange, vanilla, cherry, maybe. They're really, really good. They're not chocolate flavored. They're flavored like they're supposed to. So like the orange one tastes like an orange, but it's just in Tootsie Roll form. It's a roll of amalgamation, whatever it is, and you put it in your mouth. It's really, really good. Then they released one in the fall last year, which I got, which had apple pie and pumpkin spice and candy corn. And there was another one or whatever. It was okay. It wasn't great. Now they're releasing an all-berry one, which includes blueberry, blue raspberry, cherry, and strawberry. So I might have to try those as well because those are actually, if you've never had the flavored Tootsie Rolls, they're actually really, really good. Yes, the regular Tootsie Rolls are fine, but the flavored ones are really, really good. Particularly if you grab the orange and the vanilla and put them together, you get yourself a creamsicle flavored one. Squatch, which is one of the weirdest soap brands, also has teamed up with Pixar and Disney for Toy Story 5 soap and deodorant collection. The collection features 3 bars of soap and 2 deodorants with 3 scents in total: Cosmic Captain, Howdy Hero, Cowgirl Courage. So that's coming on strong. Little Debbie's is doing peanut butter treats with Star Crunch and Cosmic Brownies and their strawberry shortcake. Yeah, so doing sizzling summer burger, Utz Ripple flavored chip is coming. Chicken ramen flavored macaroni and cheese. Some weird shit, man. This is pretty good news for fans of The Mummy. The new one, not the new one, not the Lee Cronin one, the Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz has been moved up to October 15th, 2027. So we'll actually be seeing it next year around Halloween, which again, I went on a rant about this a couple weeks ago. Fantastic idea. You probably could have done it during the summer, but you know what? It's perfect also there as well. And I'm very happy with that. So perfectly awesome. Helena Bonham Carter is leaving The White Lotus season 4 for creative reasons. The role is being revamped and will be recast. It happens. A dichotomy of what the Baltimore Orioles baseball season has been like. Another frustrating year for Orioles fans who thought we were on the right path, but now we presently aren't. Yet last night, Friday, we beat the Boston Red Sox 10-3. We hit 6 home runs in that game. And then we turn around and lose 17-1 today, giving up 10 runs in the 9th inning. Anniversary Identity, the John Cusack film, was released 23 years ago. NASA releases new images of the mighty hexagonal storm on Saturn's North Pole, and they're phenomenal. The best you can get with the cameras you got. They're awesome. Good job. Enola Holmes 3 is officially coming to Netflix on July 1st, which is good. They always tend to release something early on July 1st, so now we got that coming out there, which is good. Millionaire Trophy Hunter trampled to death by elephants. Thank you, elephants, for doing that. Margaret Qualley and Callum Turner are confirmed to star in the Possession remake directed by Parker Finn. So that's official now. Robert Pattinson hinted he and Suki Waterhouse may have secretly tied the knot during a joint red carpet interview with Zendaya. So that's interesting. What do we got else here? Gen V, the spinoff of The Boys, has been officially canceled after 2 seasons. They've had a rough time. One of their lead actors passed away, so their ratings haven't been as good as The Boys. Dutton Ranch creator Chad Feehan has departed the Yellowstone spinoff ahead of the series premiere on May 15th. Rumor has it that he and the guy who created, whose name I had in my head just a second ago and now disappeared, were not seeing eye to eye. The Murder, She Wrote movie starring Jamie Lee Curtis has been delayed to 2028. It was supposed to come out last year. Will not come out till 2028 now. Jeff Nichols' King Snake, starring Margaret Qualley, Drew Starkey, and Michael Shannon, starts filming and has been described as startling. Anniversary Ex Machina debuted 11 years ago this week. In a lot of cases, that's Oscar Isaac's your introduction to Oscar Isaac. Continuing the Michael Love, Michael earned $12.6 million on Thursday night previews, beating Project Hail Mary for the biggest preview haul this year. So you add the 12.6 to the what they get $40 million that they got on opening day Friday. It's $52 million right off the bat for 2 days. You still have today's numbers, which won't come in until tomorrow, and then you have Sunday's numbers also. So if they hit the same numbers, so let's just say they do 40. They did 40 today, maybe 50 today. That puts it at 100. And let's say they do 30 or 40 tomorrow. $130, $140 million opening is pretty decent for the Michael Jackson biopic. Ruth Slenziniska, last surviving pupil of Rachmaninoff, died at the age of 101. Emile Hirsch, Kate Beckinsale, Terrence Howard, and more are set to star in Turnbuckle, an indie action drama written by writer-director Sean McEwen. Michael Stipe stopped by the Colbert show to debut the first single from his new solo album, which is due to come out later this year. I haven't heard it yet, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. Should be interesting to see how that goes. An all-female cast has been set for the upcoming production of Glengarry Glen Ross in the Old Vic in London. That's a stage play, so that's pretty interesting to have that. Today, the Terry Jones statue, the member of Monty Python, was unveiled. Missouri's Cooter, rattled by earthquake, fell across multiple states. Cooter is just a funny name of the town nearby there, but it's just a funny headline. X-Men 97 officially returns on June 13th. Or is that 18th? That's 13th, I think. Yep, June 13th. Yep. Which is a Saturday. Australia airdropped over 2,200 kilograms of carrots and sweet potatoes to help starving wildlife during a severe drought. The live-action Scooby-Doo show on Netflix, Scooby-Doo Origins, has started filming. So we'll see that sooner than later. A new Viking horror movie in the works called Dark Skulls. This one had anything interesting in it? Yeah, I already talked about that. Yeah, nothing really interesting here. I already talked about it, but I will say again, Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler are officially going to star in Miami Vice 85, which is the official name of the movie now. Epic viral musical retelling of the Odyssey to become animated movie thanks to Jerry Bruckheimer. So they'll be doing an animated version of the Odyssey that'll be coming out a year or so after Christopher Nolan's version of it. So that's kind of interesting. Apple TV has greenlighted a comedy series about retirement community sex dates with Elizabeth Banks set to star and executive produce. That's an interesting idea for a TV show. Astrophysicist who detected water on planet outside our solar system fatally shot outside home. What is going on? Famous UFO researcher David Wilcock dead from apparent suicide 2 days after posting video warning about how it's scary that scientists are going missing. Previously posted about how he's not suicidal. Amazon's in talks to acquire the rom-com Hello in Paris, starring Javier Bardem and Kate Hudson. Film describes being in the vein of Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, and You've Got Mail. Gee, really? For the re-release of Top Gun in movie theaters, along with Top Gun Maverick, they'll be releasing a helmet popcorn bucket of Mavericks, so you can have your own very own Maverick popcorn bucket. Helmet popcorn bucket. Oh, okay. The live action Elden Ring movie reveals its cast. Set for March 28th, March 2028 release date. Directed by Alex Garland, who everybody really loves. All right, come on. All right, here we go. March 3rd, 2028 in theaters from 8/24. Stars Kit Connor, Ben Whishaw, Kaylee Spaney, Tom Burke, Havana Rose Liu, Sonia Mizuno, Jonathan Price, Ruby Cruz, Nick Offerman, John Hodgkinson, Jefferson Hall, Emma Laird, and Peter Serafinowicz. So a pretty decent cast on that. So away we go. All right. A lot of draft stuff here. Ethan Suplee, Derek Luke, and Ingenue Ellis Taylor join Hulu's drama pilot Southern Bastards with Kevin Bacon. Dean Tavoularis passed away this week, legendary production designer behind the Godfather trilogy. See, this is why I don't like doing the phone. Frankie Potentate and Tracy Lett, latest to join Apple sci-fi thriller Liminal. Yep, draft stuff. Predator versus Planet of the Apes has been announced for Marvel. They've been doing all these crossovers since they've got the Predator rights to do Predator comics. They've been doing all these crossovers with the Marvel heroes. Now they're doing it with their other stuff that they have as well. Sorry, just a lot of stuff I've already seen. Live action My Little Pony movie in the works. I think I talked about that already before, but it was reiterated again. A new series set in the For All Mankind world premieres next month. Star City, starring Rice Ifans, Anna Maxwell Martin, Agnes O'Casey, Alice Englehart, and Sally McLeod premieres May 29th on Apple TV. Oh no, this is one thing I wasn't expecting. Was for it to freeze like this. Oh hell, are you serious? See, this is why I don't do my phone that much. One other thing also, before as I try to get my feedback here, one thing that is interesting, People Magazine has named Anne Hathaway the most beautiful woman in the universe, I think was what the actual phrasing of it was. I think that's brilliant. She is absolutely phenomenal and very fine, if I may do say so myself. Let's see if I can remember anything else that came out this week as well. I can't believe this is happening to me. Should have expected it. But it shouldn't be an issue because I wasn't having the issue earlier today. All right, we get close to it. Sorry, I know this is fascinating watching me do this. If I can't refresh it, I might have to stop it here and do part 2 tomorrow once it refreshes, which I really don't want to do. Oh, that was one thing I was going to talk about. So they announced some of the new Pokemon Go community days. They've been doing it on Saturdays recently. So they've got June's date and July's date. June's date is on Saturday, June 20th, which is my birthday. And we're also doing one on Saturday, July 4th. So on Independence Day is also going to be a community day. So that's really kind of cool. So that is awesome. Also, I was thinking about this today. I'm on episode 657 on my show. That leaves 9 episodes till I get to the magical 666 episode. I know it's used for the sign of the devil, blah, blah. Now, I wasn't going to, when I thought that I had was I was going to skip over it. I'm not going to skip over it. So, what I'm going to end up doing is I will do it. So I decided, let me just see when it's going to debut. So I checked every week. So if I did one per week from now on, starting with 657 this week, no joke, episode 666, the sign of the devil, the demon, whatever you want to call it, will fall on Saturday, June 20th, on my birthday. Oh, hell. Let me see if I redo. going to shut off the phone and restart it. Hopefully that'll jumpstart the my feed. I can't. This is going to suck if I only did a half hour one now, and I have to do a second part tomorrow. If I do a second part tomorrow, I would do it as an A. I wouldn't do it as another episode number. So then maybe I write the stuff down. So I'm just going to do this now. So I apologize for this. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to do it on the phone. But just, you got to realize, cat in your lap. It's raining out. You're comfortable. You're a little dozy. Like, okay, I'll sleep till about 9:30, and then if I get it done at 9:30, I should have plenty of time to do it for my son. Goes upstairs, take his shower, get ready for bed, and it didn't work. I fell asleep. See, now Facebook entirely is all screwy now. There was an internet connection issue. Since when? This server is right there. Please just let me get through here. So I'm just going through, reiterating all of this stuff here, see if I'm missing anything. So let's see, anything else that I can think of off the top of my head that happened this week. I don't really remember much else of what was going on this week because it's just been a long week, and just hoping that it doesn't end on this bad note here. I'm going to do a part 2, aren't I? Because I can't have good things. I can't have nice things. Last week I did 10 minutes and the show stopped. Today I have to use my phone, and my phone is stopping after a certain feed change. And I've never had this issue before. My feed kept going no matter how long it was. Getting closer. I know this is titillating show. I will definitely try to go back to the notebook next week. All right, we're getting close to it. I don't know why I dropped all these. Here we go. Please. Please. Here we go. Getting to that point. Please. Nope, it's freezing again. It's not letting me get past this moment. This is ridiculous. Oh. Whew. Okay. Disney reanimates many of its hits in sign language. They reanimated it so that people who couldn't hear could see it in sign language, still enjoy the movie. I think that's a really cool idea. A groundbreaking new discovery: salmon exposed to cocaine swim longer distances than sober salmon. Well, duh. Cocaine probably affects everybody or everything the same way. This isn't Florida, though. This is here in Maryland, Eastern Shore. EMS units have been dispatched to Old Ocean City Road for an assault that just took place. A female is reporting stomach and chest pains from being struck in the abdomen with a bag of pretzels. Pretzels. These pretzels are making me thirsty. In the Eastern Shore. That is insane. An actual incident report. That was not Florida. Can you believe that shit? That's hilarious. Method Man and Norman Nixon Jr. joined Different World. Karen Molina White and AJ Sanders to reprise their roles from the OG series. The Clueless sequel series that Alicia Silverstone was supposed to be doing with Peacock has been canceled. It was Shakespeare's Day this week. I already talked about that. Man on Fire was released 22 years ago this week with Denzel Washington and one of the Fanning sisters. We have our first trailer for Caroline with Samara Weaving and Kyle Gallner. A24 adapting novel White Smoke into TV series with Benedict Cumberbatch on board to star and produce. Let me see what this one is. All right. No. All right. Can't believe they did a study where they tested cocaine on a salmon. A cat knocked a Ukrainian house cat destroys Russian kamikaze drone before it could hurt anybody. That's freaking awesome. Toho are building their own MonsterVerse with multiple Gojira spin-offs in the works. My son will absolutely be beside himself when he sees that. Michael Sheen is set to return to Amadeus, the play that made him famous, in a new production with It's a Sin star Colm Scott Howells. Veteran voice actor Yoniko Kitagawa has passed away at the age of 94 due to pneumonia. San Francisco Symphony Orchestra beloved musical director laureate Michael Tilson Thomas passed away at the age of 81. Sheila McCarthy and Megan Follows are among the new cast of Yaga, the next big drama series the Canadian streamer Crave. FBI International star Luke Kleintank is set as series regular opposite Stephen Fry in the Fox drama series The Interrogator. Cinnabon is doing Harry Potter butterbeer-inspired treats, including a butterbeer-flavored classic roll, butterbeer-flavored chelada, and that looks like some other stuff also. Psychological sci-fi thriller April X starring Connor Story and Lily Krug has secured releases in the U.S. and overseas. Connor Story is in talks to star in the Craig Zobel thriller Turpentine opposite Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy in a thriller is an interesting idea. It was John Waters' birthday this week. Happy birthday, Mr. Waters. I told my story many times. Not going to do it again. Anniversaries, The Dark Half, the adaptation of the Stephen King novel, debuted 33 years ago this week. What are you doing, Pepper? Project Hail Mary puppeteer James Ortiz is eligible for Best Supporting Actor. That's a neat story idea. The guy who puppeteered Rocky and Project Hail Mary could be up for supporting actor. I'm not going to talk about this degenerate in the White House at all. Anne Hathaway officially named by People magazine as the world's most beautiful woman. She is. She's stunning. Just look at her. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Copland series from James Mangold and Robert Levine based on the movie heats up the marketplace, so we might see that sooner than later. Didn't know they even got a season 2. I thought it was too expensive. But Citadel, the Russo brothers spy series, is getting a second season, and it's set to debut May 6th on Prime. Did not know they were doing that. So here's some weird stuff. Going down the rabbit hole, as I usually do, I've got a couple weird stories. First one is one you probably see more often than the others. Man is claiming that a tree is moving closer to his house. He does not remember the tree being there when he lived there when he was younger, but now it's basically the same size and style as the tree in his yard, and he claims that it's moving closer to his house. It is a big story, and all the conspiracy theory nut jobs are making TikToks and reels all about it, and it's insane. And then I saw another one today, which is an obvious masks or Photoshop job of rabbit people hybrids appearing in videos now, similar to like Bigfoots, I guess. And they do these weird hopping things, and they look like just rabbit heads with human bodies. It's a weird little thing. It's not. But I just sometimes I just have to post these just to show how ridiculous they are and to mention them as well. The tree one, though, you cannot miss. It's all over TikTok and Reels now. Micah Monroe appears in this first image from Victorian Psycho. Vas Saranga has been cast in a major recurring role in the Netflix limited series I Will Find You, based on the Harlan Coben novel. Meet the bachelor party crew of 72 Hours. A millennial marketing exec, Kevin Hart, accidentally gets added to a Gen Z bachelor party group chat and decides to crash, coming Netflix July 24th. Neon has secured the North American distribution rights to filmmaker James Gray's Paper Tiger, a drama starring Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver, and Miles Teller. It has also been added to the 2026 Cannes Film Festival. Arizona will be releasing a Hot Wheels combo. Radberry and Watermelon Drift. Radberry will be available this week at 7-Eleven, and Radberry is going to be available at Walmart May 8th, and Watermelon Drift is going to be available at 7-Eleven this week. Now, the funny thing about that is I went to a 7-Eleven near me today to get some of those Arizonas I had a couple weeks ago. I went to do it for these shows. They didn't have any Arizonas at all. This one place had none. It had just rows and rows and rows of energy drinks and some Gatorade and some soda. That was it. And nowhere near like the one place I got it up in a little bit a different county that had everything. Storage Wars, Daryl Sheets was cyberbullied before his suicide, co-star says. So he passed away. He committed suicide this week. Greg Foreman has died at age 53, a musician. The Delta 72 and Cat Power. The Fog. April 21st was the day the fog rolled in. That happened this week in the fog. We got our first trailer for Clayface, which really is a body horror film trailer. It looks pretty decent and a pretty good horror film. That's pretty cool. Joe Buck is set to host ESPN Jeopardy. Yay, I guess. The Night Agent Season 4 cast Titus Welliver, Trevante Rhodes, Lee Jun Lee, and Elizabeth Lale. The official trailer for new horror film Leviticus also came out this week. Ow. Ow, ow. Hi, buddy. Yep. Hi, buddy. Heartstopper Forever, starring Kit Connor and Joe Locke, will debut on July 17th. Sorry, he's just so kissable. Green Bank, Kumail Nanjiani, and Jim Belushi are set to star in Josh Rubin's sci-fi horror film. Alien Day is tomorrow, Sunday actually, in about 4 minutes. Are you Jonesy the kitty cat? I'm here to introduce everybody to Alien Day. That's for the original Alien, not for the Aliens movie, but I guess you can celebrate with both if you like. John Waters, as I said, had his birthday this week. He turned 80. We get our first look at Hippos, the set to debut on June 23rd. Sorry, called Hungry. It's a Hungry Hippos B movie. Nilla wafers, which are the vanilla wafers we said are going to be turning blue just in time for the Mandalorian and Grogu stuff. The drama series Summer Water will premiere in the U.S. and Canada on May 25th on Acorn TV with Shirley Henderson, Dougray Scott, Valerie Kane, Gabrielle Scott, Anna Prochiniak, and Arnas Fedorovikas. The Lady in White debuted back in 1988 this week. New trailer for The Death of Robin Hood. Jesse Garcia has joined the series regular cast of the HBO Max pilot American Blue. Embers has begun filming in Budapest, Hungary, with Catherine Langford, Ray Fiennes, and Viggo Mortensen. Traffic co-founder Dave Mason has died at the age of 79. Hey, Mr. Fantasy is the most famous song that I remember of them. Hey, Mr. Fantasy. We had our first teaser trailer for Evil Dead Burn, set to debut July 10th. Iron Lung filmmaker Markiplier will self-distribute his debut feature on digital and Blu-ray. Why not? He self-distributed everything else. National Treasure 3 moving forward. Nicolas Cage and director John Turteltaub return. Silo Season 3 will debut July 3rd. Oscar Isaac wants to do a Midnight Suns crossover, and let's make it happen. Man of Tomorrow, the sequel to Superman, with James Gunn directing, has started filming this week. The limited edition Lay's flavors, that is Argentinian-style steak with chimichurri, Brazilian-style garlic sauce, and French onion soup flavors. Emmy winner Juliana Margulies has joined the cast of Dan Fogelman's hit Hulu series Paradise for season 3. We not only do we get more Citadel, we get our first trailer for Citadel season 2 with Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Richard Madden and Stanley Tucci. Field of Dreams debuted this week in 1989, making that, let's see, 40, 39, 30, 37 years old. Dave Chappelle's considering Chappelle's Show movie with Eddie Murphy as Charlie Murphy, his brother who passed away. 10 years ago this week, we lost Prince. Speaking of that, that's weird that sort of thing happened. Prime Video has landed Embassy, the series starring Anna Kendrick, Sam Heughan, and J.K. Simmons in 6 territories. Duncan Jones, the son of David Bowie, and I think it was David Bowie, and directed Rogue Trooper, a new movie coming out soon based on the comic book. Anne Hathaway revealed to EW that she's currently working on The Princess Diaries 3, stressing that everybody wants it to happen as she chips away at the script, so that's good. So it's getting worked on. Riff Hutton, actor from Doogie Howser MD General Hospital, passed away this week. Dave Franco, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Mason Thames, Kiernan Shipka, Nicholas Braun, and Peter Dinklage star in the road comedy Idiots, releasing in theaters August 28th. Millie Bobby Brown, despite recently leaving the biopic Perfect for the streamer, is still very much in the Netflix business. Tom Hooper, director of the Oscar-winning The King's Speech and Les Miserables, is set to helm an adaptation of 19 Steps, which is set to star Millie Bobby Brown. 27 years ago this week, the Columbine massacre happened. Ugh. The new Jennifer Lopez romantic comedy Office Romance with Brett Goldstein, scheduled to debut on Netflix on June 5th. Joe Dante's Inner Space, which is a phenomenal movie, is getting 4K treatment. Netflix live-action Gundam movie has officially entered production in Australia with Sydney Sweeney and Noah Centino. Two-time Pro Bowl linebacker Rod Martin has passed away at the age of 72. Alan Ruck and Rosanna Arquette set to star in the upcoming twisted horror comedy that is said to be a mix between The Menu and Saw, called Corporate Retreat. Shrek showed up to honor Donkey, and the internet cannot handle it. It was Eddie Murphy was getting the comedy award from the AFI, and Mike Myers came out with face paint and ears to look like Shrek. We got our first trailer for Practical Magic 2, set to debut September 11th, or 12th, rather, I should say. A 7.5 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of Japan, setting off tsunami alarms. Apple CEO Tim Cook to step down after more than a decade. Gunman opens fire at Mexico's Teotihuacan's pyramids, killing at least one tourist. A water spout off the coast of Assateague State Park was photographed. Apple TV thriller Safe Houses has added David Lyons and Tobias Menzies. The Onion has successfully acquired Alex Jones's InfoWars after 17 months of legal battles. So fantastic for that. Someone had a good idea is that you should have Stephen Colbert come on and do the InfoWars like news stuff after he leaves his show after being forced out. I talked about that. Ice Cube and Tommy Lee Jones, there's two names you don't expect to see together, are set to star together in the upcoming feature Outside Man, a crime drama from Oscar-winning filmmaker Brian Helgeland, which I haven't heard from in a while. Ryan Philippe is set to join 911 Nashville for season 2. Jim Kanicki, former Chicago Bears football player, died this week. The BBC has acquired the 8-part French drama The Sentinels, based on the sci-fi meets wartime graphic novels of the same name. Netflix is reportedly in talks to create a film about Punchkun, the monkey that's been everyone's darling online. Andre Royo has been cast also in the new Superman sequel. Patrick Muldoon, known for his roles in Days of Our Lives, Melrose Place, and Starship Troopers, died suddenly of a heart attack this week. Maryland passes law guaranteeing 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave. Doug Martin, former Minnesota Vikings defensive end, passed away this week as well. On April 19, 1775, a single shot in Lexington, Massachusetts marked the start of the American Revolution. Floyd action film concept described as John Wick meets Big Lebowski underway from writer Eric Olson. It's just gotten started, so no casting or anything like that has been set yet. Sing 3 is expected to hit theaters on December 8th, 2027. Dylan Sprouse tackled intruder outside his LA home after wife Barbara Palvin called 911 to report a creepy guy. Good for you, protecting your family. 10 Things I Hate About You was released 27 years ago this week. Moroccan-French actress Nadia Fares, who last week was found unconscious in a swimming pool, has been in a coma ever since, died this past week as well. 3 people sentenced to jail for bear suit insurance scam in California. The Odyssey's runtime will be under 3 hours, which is amazing to me. I think that's it. Yep, that's where the end. So that was the end of my show. So another short one. Next week, I promise you, I will have it written down. If I don't, well, I'm sorry. Is anything new here? No, just more boring stuff. Joseph Kosinski's Miami Vice 85 has been moved from August 6, 2027 to May 19th, 2028. Okay, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that. All right, and is there anything else here? Just checking out before we end up for the end of the day. No, I don't see anything else of interest here. All right. On that note, I think I will be departing here. All right. So again, thanks for watching. I know it's not very exciting. I appreciate all you hanging in there with me. Sorry they've been short lately, but I guess there's not as much interesting stuff where I'm not talking as much as I should be. Hopefully next week will be a different story. I'll have a review of Devil Wears Prada 2. I will talk about, and that's one thing we'll talk about real quick also. Free Comic Book Day is on Saturday, May 2nd. It's something that I've always been pushing for forever. It's been a great idea. It's something that's only been around since this century. That's amazing to me. Yes, the century is 26 years old, but Free Comic Book Day has only been around during this century, which is really crazy. Basically what it is that comic book shops in your area will be giving away free comic books on Saturday, May 2nd, usually during the hours of their operation. Some of these comic book shops will have special guests, artists, writers, editors, creative people who will work on the comic books. Some of them can afford to do that. Some can't. It's just the way it is. But all of them who are not everybody's going to be involved with it, but there are a lot of the comic shops are going to be involved in Free Comic Book Day. I believe they still have a website called FCBD or Free Comic Book Day. Type that into your search engine. You should go to a website. The way they used to do the website was they would ask you your zip code and you would put it in, and then you hit enter, and then it would release all the comic book shops that are participating in Free Comic Book Day within like a 20-30 mile radius of your location. So you can go and visit them right there. Yes, you get free comic books. You do not have to buy anything, but let's face facts. The comp shop owners have to pay for these books out of their pocket. They're paying like 25 cents a copy, but still they're paying a lot for it. They're paying money for it. So don't you can go in, walk, get free stuff and all that stuff. That's cool. And then leave. That's fun just to get in there and see what your comic book store looks like. But if you can, buy something from it. Not that it's something big. Buy a comic, buy a trade paperback, buy an action figure, buy something from them to help cover their costs. Now, my shop, they haven't announced if they have any guests coming. They might not, but they will usually also have hamburgers and hot dogs and chips and soda for free also for people to come and see that. That's always a big deal. There's always lots of people there. And I always try to buy something to help them out. So go ahead. Free Comic Book Day is on Saturday. Please go enjoy it. Since I'll be doing my show after Free Comic Book Day is over, I just want to reiterate now, go do Free Comic Book Day. Support your local comic book stores. There's some good stuff out there. Some really, really good stuff out there. This week particularly, there's a lot of really good stuff out there. Let me give you a listing of what will be coming out in stores this week. For those who might not have bought comics in a while, Firestorm DC is doing all these new number ones. Firestorm has new number one. Batwoman has new number one. Zatanna, who's a fantastic character, has her new number one this week as well. Come out this upcoming week. Let me see what else. The Batman Wonder Woman Truth one shot with Jim Chung artwork, which is fantastic artwork written by Jeff Loeb, is coming out this week. Swamp Thing 1989 number 1 is coming out this week. For those who don't know about Swamp Thing, Rick Veitch, who was writing it, was one of the best writers on Swamp Thing, and he had a last-ditch storyline he wanted to write before he left the series about Swamp Thing meeting Jesus Christ, and DC's like, whoa, that's too much for us, so they canceled that. He left, and they never got to do his thing. Now here we are, 37 years later, where they're releasing what the storyline was actually going to be. What else is there? Justice League Intergalactic Special number 1 should be a lot of fun. And a lot of these places will have, multiple weeks worth of stuff on there. So if there's something like an issue 2 or issue 3, they should still have issue 1 hanging around there as well. I'm just looking at some other stuff. And then I'll tell you about the free comic books that they have. But there's Hellboy in Love, Black Eyes, number 1. There's another number 1 out there. So here's what some of the free comic book days are going to be, free comic book free books that they're going to be giving out. Armageddon, X-Men number 1, which is the big summer crossover. At Marvel will get their first, get you hooked into the series and want to watch and want to read it. The Energon Universe 2026 special, which are Transformers and G.I. Joe in the same universe. DC Next Level sampler of all the books that are coming out, number 1s that are out there. Alien, Predator, and Planet of the Apes number 1 also is going to be out there to get you excited about that. Something is Killing the Children, Road to Slaughter number 1. DC and Sonic the Hedgehog special edition number 1. The Nice House on the Lake special edition. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight number 1. Masters of the Universe, Dungeons and Dragons number 1. Conan the Barbarian, Tides of the Tyrant King. Dungeon Crawler Carl number 0. Gun Honey Doubles Down number 1. Power Rangers number 0. These are all free comic books you're going to be able to get. Decidium, Greatest American Hero number 1, Supernatural number 1, Avatar Legends, Minecraft, Heart of Cobblestones, Lock and Key #1, Street Fighter Forever #0, Flash Gordon #1. So a lot of really good stuff coming out. Stitch #1, all free comic book day stuff. Gem and the Holograms, My Little Pony flip book. Ultimate Oz Universe. Terabytes, The Future is Blank. A lot of really, really good free comic book days. Archie, of course, doing one. Aqua Manatee, School Bus Graveyard. And Nana, The Name She Lost. So all kinds of good stuff. Manga Classics, Journey to the West. There's a Garfield one I missed. So there's lots of good stuff coming out. So definitely check it out. Free Comic Book Day is this weekend, May 2nd, Saturday. Go ahead and check that out. Get some good stuff, free comic books. And just look around your local comic shop. Meet the people who run it. Take a look, see what it looks like, see what they can do. Maybe pick up some other comics as well, or trades, or action figures, or whatever. Just pick up something a little extra. Not to be much, just one or two little things just to help support them, because they do have to pay for the free comic books. And also Devil Wears Prada 2 debuts on Friday. Can't wait to see that. We'll talk about that more during my summer movie preview. All right, I've talked enough. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you. Bye.